Mr. Speaker, total for the motion, 47. Total against, 35.
Motion is carried and so ordered.
Bill 26, Health Statutes Amendment Act 2024, number 2, is now read a third time.
Good evening. It is Darrin Thompson. Tuesday night. Tuesday night's all right for fighting. Welcome to a hopefully good debate. Hopefully a well thought out discussion where we think Her Honor, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, Lakhani, is a hypocrite, and we'll provide our evidence and reasoning behind such things. In the interim, of course, as always, like, subscribe, donate to the co-fi.com. Sorry, got the Kerman down here getting in the chords, and it's always fun in the chords. So, apologize for the distraction. Okay. When you got a mix rescue who just needs love, so we gotta give them some scratches and some pets. So, as you can tell, that's the curry that's on the shirt. And you go back. So there we go. All curries are beautiful. ACAB, especially this curry. So, as we wait for some of you to join, we are in the first week outside of the legislature. A lot of crap going on outside the legislature, as always. Had some questions about the breakdown toque. It is available at abpoly.ca. All net proceeds go to the breakdowns VoIP fund, which, with royal assent provided by Lakhani on Bill 34 and 33, that VoIP fund's going to need to grow. So visit abpoly.ca, pick up some breakdown merch, supports the show, helps Nate get those VoIPs out there and the crew to provide you with some entertainment and information, or infotainment, as we like to say, as we're fighting with the doggo who doesn't want to stay back from things. Anywho, this is the guy who keeps me calm, so it's a positive there that we have him to keep me calm. If you haven't checked out our website, go to aballiance.ca and check it out. Got some information there. We haven't updated the change.org petition. Unfortunately, it got it didn't get the response we were looking for. Individuals are in the belief that the royal assent does nothing. It's just an automatic thing. So we just go with it, and we just believe in democracy, and it's magic democracy that's going to happen from just hoping for the best. And there we go. We have gotten the office dog out of the studio, and we can continue on. So why do we say Her Honor is a hypocrite? Well, there's many reasons why we say that. When the former, her predecessor, Lois Mitchell, was lieutenant governor, we questioned it for a long time. We wanted to have answers. We knew that things were going on. She took a leave from her own company, but her company was still getting contracts with the provincial government. And she signed all the things with Royal Assent, and a lot of the Royal Assent that she provided her with additional compensation. We sent a letter to Lieutenant Governor Mitchell at the time. It got ignored. We've tried contacting Lakhani. It gets ignored. So, what do we do now? Well, in Canada, there's not much we can do. We wait for an election. I mean, first step is that we make sure that it's anyone but the cop in Lethbridge. Make sure that there is not one more vote for the UCP in their cabinet. Because if you go to our show notes there, they've got the link to the Ledge live sessions. And believe me, we watched a lot of them following Bill 34. So you didn't have to. We watched probably 30 hours of the legislative sessions. And yeah, let's just say that how comfortable we are in front of the mic, a lot of the MLAs and especially the cabinet ministers are not, or should not be around microphones. Back to the Royal Assent. So they're like, okay, well, historically, we can't do anything with the Royal Assent because blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's just a figurehead position. And I'm like, okay, fine. It's a figurehead position. I understand that. But when we look at our parliamentary system, which then is our legislative system and our democratic system here in Alberta and in Canada in general, Royal Assent is basically the last line of defense. But they're not. Oh, headphones are falling apart. That's fine. Anyway, the last line of defense is the Royal Assent, but it's only been very limited amount of times that Royal Assent was reserved. We were hoping that we could get people to understand that the last time it was reserved was to stop a very much evangelical Christian nationalist ideal from then Premier William Aberhart and Deputy Premier Ernest Manning. So when it finally went to the federal courts, when they're saying that our journalism and newspaper reporting had to be approved by the government before it could get run. That's a dictatorship. That is very fascist, and that is something that our Supreme Court of Canada decided, no, we shouldn't have that. So what's the difference in 2024? Well, the biggest difference in 2024 is there's a very polarizing subject that is taking all the headlines here in Alberta. And that is the trans rights and freedoms and the attacks on the Alphabet Mafia and 2S community. Those are the important, absolutely very important subjects that we must focus on. However, we believe this was the long game, and the UCP won the long game, and the NDP fell right into their trap. So as much as it was great to see MLAs speak out on behalf of the support of the trans community, that's what was presented to the media. That is the fight. That is what everyone was arguing about. So, as much and important is that fight, because don't get me wrong, that fight is very, very, very important. That bill, as in Bill 26, there was some other aspects in there that might even be more important and go right into that trans attack and the attack on the trans community and attack on trans rights and especially the children. So we had 3 bills go through. I'm sure you've seen the stories from independent and mainstream media. The 3 bills went through. All the bills went through like we said they were going to go through on as latest of the 5th, but the last session they went and did an evening session on the 4th. And all the bills, all 10 bills that were presented by the UCP, all saw third reading, all saw approval with the votes of 40 plus votes of the UCP's majority government. By the time the smoke cleared on the evening sessions of the 4th, the NDP had 17 members vote against. So that's quite concerning for me if your job is to fight for and you present yourself as the opposition and not all MLAs were there for the final vote. I understand it's basically almost meaningless to vote because you don't have the votes and the UCP has the majority. However, I see all these requests for funding, all the asks from the NDP to donate to our party. So, can someone convince me why someone should donate to the NDP party if the MLAs that were elected, not all of them were there for the last sessions to vote against these bills? I'm hoping that the leader of the NDP, Mr. Nenshi, will explain and be able to provide a reasoning behind the fact of why he is not in the by-election, why he does not have a seat in the legislature. In all my experience, and I was born and raised in Saskatchewan. I lived in Alberta. I've lived in BC. I've seen many political parties, many political governments, many provincial governments, and I've never seen a interim leader sit out of debate or sit out of having a seat in the legislature wanting to be the leader of a government. Never. I've not seen that anywhere. So that is very confusing for myself and other members of the Alliance and other individuals we've talked to, of why are we supposed to believe that in 2027, whenever someone can force Marlena Danielle Smith's hand into calling an election, will the NDP be able to either become an official opposition and stop a majority government, or the miraculous winning the government again and being able to be the acting government of Alberta? I don't see a route there. I don't see why we're focused on fundraising. Like ourselves as the Alliance, we can focus on fundraising. Number one, we have to pay off that $500 fine. So like, subscribe, join us, couple bucks, whatever you can. So we can reach that $500 fine. And the thing that frustrates the hell out of me is, so mail is not there, right? So of course they send it UPS. So our tax dollars are being sent to the courier so they can send me the official letter that I already received via email. And if we zoom in there, that $500 late filing fee must be paid by 4:30, January 2nd, 2025, payable to the government of Alberta. So I'm fine by Elections Alberta personally, because I am the chief financial officer and the current co-founder of the Alliance. And so they told me straight up that if the Alliance chooses not to pay this, it'll be me going to Crown charges. So they've told me this, and they tell me that they are an independent arbitrator, independent body away from the government, but our fines have to be paid to the government of Alberta. Like, I can see it all going to the government of Alberta, like, because like when you pay your insurance and all that sort of stuff. But don't you think it would be in their best interest to avoid any sort of finding out, any sort of discussion, any sort of questioning of how independent is Elections Alberta? If your fines are going to the government of Alberta, maybe have the fine go to Elections Alberta and then have them do the paperwork to send it to the government of Alberta. I don't know. This seems to me that I'm fined by Elections Alberta on behalf of the government of Alberta, and I have to pay the government of Alberta so I don't go to jail for things that I say or money that we've spent to disagree with the UCP government, the current government of Alberta, and Marlena Danielle Smith, the current premier of Alberta. So we need $500. We hope to get it soon. We're hoping that you will check out some of the merch as well, because those profits will go to that. So we start off with a little bit of the show. Why we think her honorable Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, Selma Lakhani, is a hypocrite. First piece of evidence: on December 5th, Her Honor provided royal assent for 10 bills. Bill 26, the Health Statutes Amendment Act 2024. Bill 27, Education Amendment Act 2024. Bill 28, Meal Inspection Amendment Act 2024. Bill 29, Fairness and Safety in Sport Act. Bill 30, Service Alberta Statutes Amendment Act. Bill 31, Justice Statutes Amendment Act. Bill 32, Financial Statutes Amendment Act. Bill 33, Protection of Privacy Act. And a separate bill, a Bill 34, Access to Information Act. Bill 35, the All Seasons Resorts Act. And then, just for good measure, Bill 36, Miscellaneous Statutes Amendment Act. I didn't even bother looking at that because it could just be anything. So if you're following along, good luck. It's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he's got the pins and he's trying to explain things. That is basically what we're looking at when we're trying to figure out what the UCP government is doing to the province of Alberta. We know about the Fairness and Safety in Sport. We know that the Health Statutes Act and we know the Education Amendment Act were all attacks on the trans community. But on December 5th, all 10 acts were provided royal assent. And they're now laws in Alberta. When are they going to be put into place? God only knows. Will it be the return to the legislature in February of 2025? Will it be before Christmas? Will it be January 2nd? Will it be January 1st? It's like spin the wheel, make the deal. Let's figure it out. They don't know. We don't know. What we do know, though, is on November 17th, Her Honor posted on her official X account, "It's Bullying Awareness Week. Let's stand together to create safe, respectful spaces for everyone. Bullying has no place in our schools, workplaces, or communities. Speak up, support each other, and be kind. Kindness matters, and bullying." I guess Her Honor doesn't watch any of the sessions in the legislature. Because if there isn't bullying being done by the government of Alberta, the UCP government, and directed by Marlena Danielle Smith, Premier, I don't know what the definition of bullying is. Or the gaslighting, or coming out and saying you're going to do things, or going and destroying communities, or forcing people to pay things, or saying you're going to do something and not doing things. When you're called out on things, making people feel bad, threatening people, that all seems to be bullying to me. So for Bullying Awareness Week on November 17th, Her Honor Lakhani turned a blind eye to the current government. This is a good one. On November 20th, on Transgender Day of Remembrance, we remember the lives lost to violence and discrimination. Let's stand together in solidarity, amplify transgender voices, and work towards a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. Let's quickly go back. So, 2 weeks later, Her Honor rubber stamped royal assent on Bills 26, 27, and 29, which are direct violations of human rights and a direct attack on the trans Alphabet Mafia 2S community. On November 20th, today on National Child Day, we celebrate the rights, well-being, and voices of children everywhere. Let's commit to nurturing their potential, advocating for their needs, and ensuring they grow up in a safe, loving environments. Bill 27, the Education Amendment Act, makes it less safe for kids in the 2S community, in the alphabet mafia, especially the trans community. Bill 27 gives government control over parents for decisions made on sexual education for your kids. It's not opt-out for sex ed, it's opt-in, creating more bureaucratic bullshit for the overworked, underpaid teachers to fill out to ensure your child can get proper sex education, which is the sex education approved by the health minister, the education minister, and the government of Alberta. Because God knows, and we use God as a term very, very strongly, that the religious right-wing rhetoric that the UCP spews will be part of that sex ed. That it'll have religious connotation. Doesn't matter if you're religious, doesn't matter if religion has provided you a lifetime of trauma. That doesn't matter because the government knows best. And our lieutenant governor, who cares about the kids and cares about the transgender community, cares more about not ruffling feathers or creating waves, doing something to actually stand up for the citizens of Alberta, which is their job, contrary to your belief that Royal Assent isn't just supposed to be a rubber stamp. It's actually supposed to be given by the lieutenant governor based on decisions made on what is best for the citizens in general, not what's best for government. So this Lieutenant Governor Lakhani signed off her royal assent on Bills 26, 27, and 29, providing no safety for the children in sport, in education, in health, and especially no safety, and making it even more dangerous and more difficult and increasing the chances of more unalived children under 18 years of age that can't access the proper medical, educational supports to help them live their best life. On November 25th, on United Nations International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women, we stand united to raise awareness and advocate for change. We must work together to raise awareness. We must work together to end violence, support survivors, and create a world where every woman lives free from fear. You know, it'd be really good for those women to not have to worry about if they have pro-choice options in the province of Alberta. Because that Bill 26 Health Statutes Amendment Act, in case you didn't know, the Minister of Health and the Premier, Marlena Danielle Smith, have perfected and flipped our healthcare system into a 3-tiered system, not a 2-tiered system that they're talking about. It's a 3-tiered system. You've got your private healthcare that they're all putting public money into to provide the best private care that money can buy. Then in turn, we're going to make Covenant House a overseeing administration on some of our healthcare. This separation of refocusing our healthcare, you've privatized healthcare, you have religionated our healthcare. What's the third option? Oh, that's your public healthcare. And good fucking luck if you think our public healthcare system is going to be worth a damn in this province after they decimate every dime, every building. They'll give the private system every opportunity to take over every brand new facility, every quality doctor will go to the private system. Whoever's in there to get paid is going private. And then those religious Christians, those good Christian doctors and nurses and healthcare providers, they'll take over the rest of the facilities that didn't take over by the private system. And they'll implement your Catholic administration where they will not provide pro-choice options in the province. There will be one, just if it's allowed, there will be one pro-choice option in this province. And every woman who's been assaulted, who is, for whatever reason, can't be pregnant due to health concerns, will have to race the clock and risk their lives to get to that one location. Tell me when I'm telling lies, because I've been telling you these things for years. Since 2019, Bill Haight. Everyone goes back to Bill Haight. You know what the worst part of Bill Haight was? And no one's paying attention to this, is the elimination of the word public in the school boards. By eliminating the word public, all school divisions, all school boards are all the same. So we can shift funds that are public to the private institution, because there is no private institution or public institution. They're all just Alberta schools. On December 3rd, it was International Day of Persons with Disabilities, and Her Honor was proud to be part of a ceremony at the Legislative Building, recognizing individuals who fought to ensure all Albertans may fully participate in society regardless of their challenges. And if you zoom in on that picture, you'll see members of the UCP. You'll see the current government of Alberta, who in those bills, in the Health Statutes Amendment Act, they're taking away rights for the disabled. In the Education Amendment Act, they're taking away the rights of the disabled community of children. In the Service Alberta Statutes Amendment Act, they're taking away access to resources. In the Financial Statutes Amendment Act, that's where they're making sure the resources. So when the NDP were in power and did not codify AISH, did not protect AISH, this is where we're at. Because who else is going to protect AISH? Clearly not Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, because she just provides royal assent onto these bills that are going to make it harder for Albertans to live. And then when we question these things and wonder why it's harder and how did these bills come to light, NFL. Not fucking likely are you going to get that information because of Bill 33 and Bill 34. Because in Bill 34 Access to Information Act, it is not determined what is considered a employee of the government or of cabinet. Any conversation that is had before a bill is presented will now be protected from FOIP. Well, they're talking about transparency. They're doing everything in their power to make it less and less transparent, to find out about the sky boxes and find out about the sky palaces and find out about all these things. Your media, your independent media, your third-party advertisers will not have access to these information. We can't keep people accountable because we can't access the information because it's protected away from FOIP. And Her Honor, who believes in justice and who believes in the rights and freedoms of all Albertans, provide a royal assent on both those bills. Finally, on December 5th, Her Honor had a wonderful opportunity to attend the YWCA Edmonton's Rose Campaign Breakfast in support of helping end violence against women and girls. Thank you, organizers, all who came out this morning to support this vital initiative and listen to Jana Pruden's inspiring keynote speech. So we don't know the timing, if it was before breakfast, before she did this little photo op, or after breakfast that she signed off a royal assent on the Health Statutes Amendment Act, on the Fair and Safety and Sport Act, on the Education Amendment Act, on these things that directly affect women and children and violence against them. Because if you don't have the supports, if we can't support our community, you're just leaving everyone to fend for themselves. Then the haves will continue to have, and the have-nots will end up dead. Just a matter of time. And then Her Honor can look in the mirror and know that the blood and the deaths of these Albertans that left vulnerable is on their hands. And like Lady Macbeth, there isn't enough water and soap to wash it off. So Alberta, you're invited for belated Festivus. Join Her Honor on January 1st from 1 to 3 p.m. at Governor House in Edmonton for the New Year's Day levy. Doors open at 1. So if you're houseless and you're out in the cold or you need to warm up, 1 to 3 p.m., Government House in Edmonton, 12845 102nd Avenue is the place. And share your thoughts on Her Honor, Selma Lakhani's performance and your thoughts going into 2025. Tell them the Alliance sent you. So we hope that we provided enough resources. The links are in the description of why we believe Her Honor is a hypocrite. If you also believe Her Honor is a hypocrite, you can have your own coffee mug that says it. And be like us settlers that take action. $28.99 includes free province-wide shipping. If you get your orders in this week, we might be able to get it to you before Christmas. If not, it's going to be there early in the new year, we promise. But we also promise that $2 from every sale goes to the On Canada project, Settlers Take Action. So her honor as a hypocrite, $2 from every mug goes to the On Canada project, $2 from every mug guaranteed to the AB Alliance Fund for our fine. And if you want to keep up with the hypocrisy, thanks to our friends in Edmonton, they will receive their mug on Thursday. Hopefully they'll post the picture of the mug and we'll share it and whatever. But hypocrisy, thy name is Marlena. $28.99 plus your GST includes free province-wide shipping, and $2 from every sale goes to Alberta's trans-affirming legal fund, skippingstone.ca/legal fund, because we're going to have to get a lot of money into that legal fund because we have to overturn those 3 bills that are the attacks on Alberta's trans community. Again, like, subscribe. Let's add that. There we go. So we're here and there. So like and subscribe. Join us on Blue Sky, aballiance.ca. Visit our site, aballiance.ca. All things Alliance, leakbio.com/abpoly. Subscribe to our Substack, abpoly.substack.com. And again, merch and apparel, including this nice, warm, comfortable, The Breakdown AB toque, their merchandise, and the Hypocrisy collection of mugs available at abpoly.ca. We hope you have a good rest of your evening. We'll talk to you again soon.
The following message has been authorized by Alberta Accountability Alliance. abpolyca@gmail.com.